What's up everybody, it's Sean here, super excited to give you guys my review of the Stranger Things collaboration with Nike on the Dunk Low SP in the Phantom colorway. So this is the highly anticipated collaboration with Nike and Stranger Things, celebrating their 5th and final season to finally put a close to a legendary TV series. So these dunks released on November 6th for $155 or $190 here in Canada, which is a price premium over a normal dunk, but you'll see throughout this review, there's a lot of details that went into this shoe that make it feel very special. The colorway for this shoe is Phantom at Midnight Navy, and these were available at select Nike sportswear retailers, including the Closet Inc. here in Canada. The Closet Inc. is my go-to shop for Nike retros and Jordan releases. They're independently owned and operated, based right here in Southern Ontario in Canada. They offer some of the best pricing in the entire country. And fun fact, if you go on their website, once you add the product to your basket and check out your cart, you'll see the discounted prices, which sometimes are incredibly discounted. So this is what they call their TCI or the Closet Inc. Advantage. There's a certain section on their website where it's the most heavily discounted product and it contains a lot of heat. So check out the Closet Inc., especially if you're watching from Canada. Show them some love, support the independent shops, and tell them that you heard about them through my channel. So first things first, here's a quick look at the packaging. So at first glance, this looks like a normal retro style Nike box, but if you look closely on the map, you'll actually see it highlights both Beaverton, Oregon, which is obviously where Nike is headquartered, along with Hawkins, Indiana, where Stranger Things is based out of. And then all over the box, it might be a little bit hard to see, but we have these shiny lines, which mimic the look of the vines in the Upside Down. And then on the back of the box, you can see here how it says paid, along with a sticker for Bradley's, a fictional store featured in the show. And then the paper also features a map of Hawkins, Indiana as well, which I thought was a great touch. So alongside the shoes, they also come with a set of pins, which is one of those things where they didn't need to give us that, but it's those little things that really make the biggest difference and make the collaboration feel that much more special. As for the shoe itself, so diving right into the details, this is a classic Dunk Low silhouette, but there's so many changes on this shoe which really make it feel like it's jumping out of the 80s. So first of all, the leather. This leather is a heavily cracked leather, similar to what we saw used on the Lost and Found Jordan 1 Chicago's. So you can see on the toe box, it reminds me of like a dried out desert. It's so crackled, but like any other dunk, we still have these perforations all across the toe box. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have more cracked leather, and you notice how the leather has different variations. On some panels, the cracking is more pronounced, whereas on others, it's a little bit more subtle. So on the eyelets, same thing here, but then next to this, on the lateral side, we have this rectangular cutout revealing an upside down Nike logo with 1987, the year that this upcoming season of Stranger Things is taking place in. Underneath this, we have a cracked leather swoosh. This is done in a midnight navy color. And then moving downwards, we have more cracked leather covering the entire heel, but then pressed onto the top of the heel, we have Nike branding, but this is again done in this upside down fashion. For the laces, this pair comes with one lace option and they're a aged looking beige colored lace, which adds to that whole retro flavor and style of the shoe. Underneath this, the tongue is also given that aged treatment where it's dyed like a beige color. And then on the top of the tongue, the tag features Nike branding again, but it's once again flipped upside down. And then on the back side of the tongue, we have Stranger Things branding. The interior of the shoe is covered in a midnight navy colored mesh liner. And then for the insoles, these come with your typical foam lined dunk insole, but they do feature custom graphics on it. And we have Stranger Things and this flipped Nike logo featured on the heel. So the upper of these dunks sits atop this solid rubber cup sole, and like the upper, it's given this aged appearance. Not only aged, but in fact, it looks pretty dirty, as if someone's been wearing this in the upside down dimension. And then for the bottom of the shoe, the outsole here is crafted out of a dark blue colored rubber. The pattern is exactly the same, but they also gave it an aged look. It almost seems like they brushed it with some sort of yellow liquid or something. So again, it looks purposely aged and used. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this shoe. And for those wondering about how these fit, to me, these fit like most Nike sportswear dunks, not the SB dunks, just your normal dunks. So in my case, I went with my true size, which is a size 10. I'm a true size 10 on a Brandic device, slightly on the wider side. Getting these in a size 10, they fit me very comfortably. I know sometimes certain dunks can run a little bit snug, but not in the case for these. So go with your normal true size or whatever size you normally wear for non-SB dunks, and you should be fine. Next up, in terms of the comfort, so these feel like any other dunk, which is a pretty basic feel underfoot. They're not going to be the softest sneaker. It's a retro shoe from the 80s, so it feels pretty firm underfoot. You feel quite stable and low to the ground. It's going to be fine for a casually used sneaker, but if you're expecting something that's a more improved version comfort-wise over a normal Dunk, these are not it. It's just your run-of-the-mill basic Dunk feeling. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship. So first off, material quality, I mean, it is what it is. It is a unique choice of materials, given that the upper is entirely covered in this cracked leather. People's opinion on this type of leather is kind of split. I know some people hate it, but for me, I kind of like the aesthetic. It matches the mood and the flavor of the show, but I wouldn't say that it's like an amazing quality material. The build quality I thought for the most part was good, free of any major issues with stitching. Obviously they made it purposely dirty and aged, so any blemishes kind of would be hidden away anyways, but I thought the overall build of the shoe was pretty decent. No complaints coming from me. So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up, and I'll show you guys how these look. All in all, I think this is a solid collaboration. It's a fun collaboration, and it's one that I think I'm appreciating the more and more I look at this up close. My first reaction when I got this in hand was that, you know, it's kind of like a basic Dunk that looks aged and it just looks kind of dirty. But after really taking this in and then kind of tying it back to the show, which I have to add I'm a big fan of, my reaction to this is turning a lot more positive. Is this like a shoe of the year material? Not for me. I thought they could have done maybe a little bit more to lean into the show as opposed to just giving us an aged and worn look. But it definitely fits the style and the aesthetic of the show. This really looks like it's a shoe straight from the 80s. So in that sense, Nike was able to accomplish their goal. So leave your thoughts down below. Let me know, what do you guys think about this Stranger Things and Nike Dunk Low? What are your thoughts on this artificially aged appearance? How it's purposely dirty in some places? Are you a fan of this? Are you the type of person that thinks your shoes should be aged naturally? Leave your comments down below and let's talk about it. And as usual, if you guys enjoy this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I'll link my social media accounts down below for you guys to check and follow. And again, another shout out goes out to The Closet Inc. So for all my Canadian viewers out there, check them out. Links are down below. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoy this review, and I'll catch you all in the Upside Down.